Greg, could you tell us a little bit about the difference between owning physical gold and owning physical silver?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent. A lot of people only like gold. I also like silver. Now, when you've looked at these secular bull markets that have occurred over the last, couple hundred years, in every case, silver has outperformed gold dollar for dollar invested by a huge margin. Okay, the last big secular bull market with gold and silver happened back in 1980. Gold went to $875 an ounce from just under 100. Silver went to $55 an ounce from basically a dollar, right? So obviously there was a much bigger bang for your buck. Now, with that being said, I do like silver. I think silver will outperform gold dollar for dollar invested, as I've said. But the problem with it is it's not very portable. Okay. Gold, if you cup your two hands in front of you, you could hold $50,000 worth of gold. You could put it in your pockets. You could walk down the street. No one would even know you have it on your person. Okay, $50,000 worth of silver, you're going to need a hand truck to move it, right? So it's not very portable. It's difficult to ship, store, move around. If you had to run, if people were chasing you and you were trying to get away with your money, you'd want gold in that instance rather than silver, right? You'd probably have to throw out a few 100-ounce bars to keep the looters from following you, right? But it's just joking there. I do like silver. I think silver will perform as money. Gold will always perform as money first, but because there's so little of it. How little? Again, you take all the physical gold that exists above ground in the world in the form of bullion coins and bars, all the jewelry, all the rings, bracelets, jewelry that people own, all the central bank holdings of gold, and you melt it into a giant cube. The cube only measures 20 yards by 20 yards by 20 yards. So that's why they call it precious metals. Now, when you understand that, and you understand that all the fiat currencies around the world, in other words, currencies that are backed by nothing, it's just a piece of paper. We use them and we trust them because they can buy us things. But as governments around the world have abused their systems of credit and their fiat currencies, these currencies are now in trouble, and that they're being exposed for what they really are, just a piece of paper. Well, in a moment like that, you'll have these oceans of fiat money suddenly running towards something real, something tangible to try to protect their hard work and their savings. When that moment comes, I always like to use the Doug Casey quote. I always give him credit for this. That'll be akin to trying to empty the contents of the Hoover Dam through a garden hose, right? There's just simply no room to receive it, right? So much money chasing one tiny little asset class called gold, right? So it'll drive these prices into the stratosphere at some point. Now, how soon is that? We don't know. Okay, it really depends. The million-dollar question is, how long will this hyperinflation, this massive amount of money creation that's being pumped into the system to try to keep the system from falling into deflation, how long does it take before that money ripples through the system and comes out as hyperinflation? Well, we are going to see hyperinflation, but what time? 6 months from now? Is it 3 months from now? Is it 2 years from now? We just don't know yet. And a lot of that is based on the velocity of money, how quickly the money starts changing hands throughout the society. If it changes hands very quickly, then the hyperinflation could show up much quicker. If it doesn't change hands very quickly, then it could take a lot longer. So this is the big million-dollar question. But right now, cash is king, right? We're in a deflation, right? We know what the government's going to do, just create as much money as they have to pump it into the system to try to avoid a deflationary collapse, right? But all they're doing, instead of letting the malinvestment shake out through the system, they look at the shakeout as the problem, right? And so all their money creation is really just leading us back to economic collapse, but from a hyperinflationary side. So owning the precious metals, again, is a key. Gold and silver are both very useful, but in different ways.
Other than inflationary pressures, what other factors do you see driving gold prices higher in the next 12 months?
Well, there's a lot of factors, okay? The one that gets talked about the most, of course, is the debasement of the dollar. But there's so many other things that are driving gold prices right now. You've got issues with, worldwide. We've got commodity prices that are sinking, right? We've got governments that are collapsing. We've got banking systems that are collapsing. Where do people go for a store of value, right? Regardless of the dollar, where is the safe store of value for peoples around the world? So